Hi, I'm Russ Sallow with GPS to Go, and today we're here with one of our longest and really our first ever customer from the Maids International. I've got Paul St. Jean. Paul,
hi Russ.
Thank you for taking a few minutes to sit with us. If you're watching this video and you're a Maids franchise, you know of course that we've been selected as the preferred GPS tracking vendor for the Maids. Paul's been with us since the very beginning, and we're going to talk today about how they use the product, what they like about it, the different features, you know, that they use on a daily basis. So let's get right to it. So thanks again, Paul. So how long have you been a Maids franchise?
It'll be 14 years next month.
14 years. That's a long time. Now what I'll do is, so I don't forget, I'll ask you some of these questions here. When you first started looking at GPS tracking, I know when I spoke with you, I guess it's been 5 years now.
Yep.
What was it that was happening that you wanted to try and control? What made you think about tracking your vehicles?
Reducing costs, making sure that teams were taking the correct routes, saving time, travel time.
Travel time. I know that in the labor costs, when I've talked with other franchises, I'm starting to get the Maids lingo. There's direct and indirect labor costs that you guys often talk about.
Yep.
So direct cost being what it costs when you're out on the job and you're actually cleaning, and then the indirect is
travel time,
things like that. It costs you money, but it's not making you money.
Exactly.
So have you been able to reduce that indirect labor by doing this kind of thing?
Oh yes, we saw a big difference right off the bat, and we made everybody aware. Like, we weren't hiding the fact that we put GPS in the cars, and we saw savings, probably 7 to 10% right away. And
Go ahead.
And now we're constantly tracking on a daily basis and verifying with the route cards as to the times and stops and everything else.
Okay. Now in the tracking software, I know that one of the most popular items, do you use the zones as well? So you have your customers are zoned and you know...
Yep, we zone all of our customers.
And what does that tell you when you're looking at your reports? Well, another way to ask it is, how does it make it easier for identifying what they've been doing on a daily basis?
Well, it jumps right at you. You know right away where they are and how they got there, and so it's second nature now with us.
No, absolutely. Your franchise has grown since I first met you. How many vehicles do you have on the road today?
3 plus a supervisor's vehicle.
Okay. And you're watching these people, it's improving your routes, it's reducing your indirect labor, you're able to see the different customers that you've been at, places like that?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the top 3 challenges then that you face to keep your business profitable every day, even if it's not with GPS, but what are the things that you look at every day to say, this is where I have to watch my bottom line?
Well, scheduling and making sure that the teams are out of here on time, and trying to schedule, cluster the customers all together.
Okay. Intelligent routing would help, that kind of thing?
Definitely.
Okay, fantastic. When you were looking at GPS tracking, what other methods for fixing those problems like indirect labor or clustering customers or scheduling, like what were you doing prior to using GPS?
Occasionally manually checking, going out for a drive, and just to be sure they were where they were supposed to be.
Was that effective?
It was, but it was time consuming on our part.
So this frees you up, I guess.
Yeah, big time.
Big time frees you up, okay.
We don't have to worry at all now. We know where they are every minute of the day.
And you're able to print off those historical reports, and are you sharing the GPS information with your team as well to say, look, this is where you started, this is where you finished, this is the kind of routing you're taking, and here's how we can improve that?
Yep, when we see that happening, we'll talk to them. Or another big thing that we look at, especially in the wintertime, is idle time.
Okay.
They have a tendency to leave the cars idling for quite a bit.
Well, and why do you think that is?
Well, it's cold and I want to get into a warm vehicle, so
right. Yeah,
I don't mind them warming up for a few minutes, but we've had on occasion where the car's been idling for 18, 25 minutes.
And the system's able to tell you that you've got excess idling.
Exactly. It prints right out, or it shows you right on the screen. You don't have to look anywhere else for it.
if you were to say, you know, using this product, what it would cost to run a team on a daily basis versus what it costs in the savings, you know, what can you quantify that? You know, if you said it was so many dollars to run a team for a day without GPS tracking, and these are the kinds of savings that you estimate you might get on a daily basis?
I'd say initially, like, the savings were probably $20 a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And over the course of a week, you're looking at 5 days at $20 is $100.
Yeah,
Okay, so the return on investment paid for itself pretty quick.
it did.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. So you're using a combination of the Go 5 plug-in devices, and you also have, I know, some of our standard Go 4s from before we started putting out the Go 5s. Both have been fairly reliable, I hope.
They have been. Haven't had a problem at all, except for the plug-in. I kicked it out myself.
Oh,
Out of the socket. But it was easy enough to plug right back in.
so the Go 5 is something that you would say that just about any franchisee, if they were to receive that in the mail, they could put it in the car on their own.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
And if I was starting over again, I'd go with the Go 5s. It's too easy.
And now we've upgraded to the Go 6, which is even a touch smaller, and it's now a 3G device. Well, I think that's an excellent bunch of information. So I want to thank Paul. Again, I'm Russ Sala with GPS to Go. Paul St. Jean from the Maids of Ottawa. Thank you very much, Paul. GPS to Go, now you know.